Welcome back to 843 TV. We're now joined by Mr. Joe Lee, who is a town councilman at Port Royal. How are you?
I'm great.
So this was your brainchild, this show, and what a great topic. Why, I mean, there's some obvious reasons, but why is Port Royal involved with the Santa Elena project?
Well, it's really exciting because we've always had on our town logo 1562. That's when the town was established.
Right.
Which we said the French came here, the first Protestant settlement, right where we're sitting today. Mm-hmm. But the funny thing is that we would always get criticized by St. Augustine, and they said, no, we're the first town because Charles Fort didn't survive. So when I started reading the articles that Daryl was writing in Low Country Weekly, I said, wow, we got something to say here. Yeah. So we're really excited. We keep reminding him that it's 1562, but the French colony only lasted 11 months. So now we can go back and tell St. Augustine, wait a minute, guys, we are the first settlement in the New World.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
So Joe, tell us more about how the town can benefit from this.
Well, I think it's both an exciting thing for us from a historic standpoint. We have kind of hoped that our small historic foundation, Port Royal Historic Foundation, would become a temporary kind of base for all the work that you guys are doing. We're really small and we can't handle a lot of stuff, but certainly in offering the town services and things, because we're right here, we feel that we'll benefit from the exposure, and certainly the credibility of working with you guys is just huge. So we're really thankful.
Joe, from the town's perspective, do they see this as more historical than economic, or vice versa?
Well, I think, Daryl, it's a balance, I think, but we're prepared, I think, to host another 50,000 visitors a year. I mean, we have about 70,000 visitors here at Parris Island, and that's right here in Port Royal. We would love to have a facility in Port Royal that would bring those people to Port Royal. So, and the historic part of it, as I said before, I mean, we've been dealing with this first settlement thing for forever, and we're just tickled to death to get some validation to this. And so I think there's nothing to do but go forward on it, on both cases, both in history and in economic development.
Like you said, who would have thought that Port Royal would hold the first European settlement?
Well, and what's funny is the town was only chartered in 1874, so we haven't been around very long, but boy, can we claim 450 years.
That's kind of like hitting the lottery a little bit.
Bring it on. Yeah. So we're not bashful about that, as you can tell.
In addition to offering your facilities and resources, how specifically will the town of Port Royal participate in this project and this effort?
Well, the big hump is the port property, right. And of course we've been working on this for about 10 years. But when the subject of Santa Elena came up, we found out, well, wow, maybe this property can provide a footprint that this interpretive center can be built. Mm-hmm. And that would be ideal because you could be at this center and look across the water here at Parris Island and see the site. And it's just a natural to try to do that. And that's what we've got to do from the town's perspective, work on that development agreement to make some of that happen.
And that's kind of pretty good timing, isn't it? I mean, we've got some advancement on the sale of that property and the Santa Elena Foundation starting at the same time.
Well, and it's even more timely than that because a couple of the developers that are bidding on this property have already been in touch with Santa Elena, so we know they understand the economic benefit of this. Absolutely. And they're going to, I think, be very interested in providing some of this footprint.
And I asked Andy the same question, and I just think it's a hot topic like this and it's going to draw people that want to get involved. So I'm going to ask you the same question: what other groups and organizations are helping you guys with some of these things?
Well, I mean, I think all of the historic organizations in the area, the Beaufort County Historic Society, Historic Beaufort Foundation, the people at the library. There's a ton of stuff out there, and the current exhibit at the Parris Island Museum has a lot of this stuff. It has a lot of the artifacts that were dug up when they dug up Charles Fort. And that's free, and you can drive on to Parris Island and go to the museum and see all that. And they're very, very helpful to us because we're on Parris Island property.
Right.
So,
Joe, you know, the one group I think that may have one of the best economic benefits is actually Hilton Head.
yes.
This is
yes.
right across. This is within view of Hilton Head.
Yes.
And here's an area that is searching for especially fall tourism. I mean, tourism in Hilton Head drops off 65% from summer to fall, and there's no reason for that. It's the best season we have. And now, within view, they've got basically the country's first major settlement.
That's a great point.
And got a new Highway 278 to bring them up here, and they don't even have to pay a toll to get across the Broad River. So,
And then there's boat traffic.
and there's boat traffic. You can come
I
up
have
here
a
on
question.
boat.
I'm not sure who the right person to ask this is, and maybe
Throw it
you
up.
touched on it a minute ago, but when did this really start? Like, when did we first start to realize this could be a reality, and who figured it out?
Well, Daryl was clearly one of the people that drove this, and that began back in September last year.
But I don't think it really gelled until we all got together, and especially Andy was on board with his enormous business background. I don't think it was a one-person thing. I think it was input here and here. The beauty of the kind of board we have is these are really people that have run significant operations, so they didn't look upon this as impossible. And most people would say, isn't this impossible?
Yeah.
No,
Well,
no.
we're used to working with that type of chemistry.
We can do this in 2 more minutes.
Not really.
Well, thank y'all all so much for being here. This is obviously huge news, and
Well, we're real proud of
We're
it.
going to follow it the whole way. So, and thank you for watching 843 TV.
Where communities come to speak.